Good evening from the Universal Orlando parking garage. We are here tonight because Bigfire Grill in CityWalk soft opened yesterday. So we're here to test out some new food at CityWalk. Let's head in. I'm also trying to rush to get ahead of the rain because it's pouring a little bit north of here, and it's going to be pouring here any moment now. So I want to get into the restaurant before that happens. Oh, we are showing up right when everybody's leaving. Wow. All right, it looks like we're gonna stay dry. So just to give you guys some landmarks, Universal Studios is over there. Islands of Adventure is over here. This is Bigfire. This is the old Emeralds location. Oh, it looks like I had the name a little bit wrong. It's not Bigfire Grill, it's Bigfire American Fare. So I've just stepped inside, and this is Bigfire American Fare. I'm meeting a friend upstairs, I believe. Oh, I like that it's like a boat themed. All right, here's the appetizers. Please ignore Tom Petty. I don't know, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get. Campfire chili does sound interesting. Is this, you have to like get the bread as an appetizer? Ooh, I don't know. A lot of seafood, I'm not really sure about that, but I'm sure we'll find something. Oh, there it is right there, a bison burger. Done. So our server just came over and told us that those guys right there in the plaid shirts are all working around the Bigfire Grill. So that's where they get the name from, is this gigantic fire grill. And they use 3 different kinds of wood. I think it was cherry, pecan, and oak. Not 100% sure, but they said they don't put any other spices on the proteins. They just use the flavors from the wood to flavor the meat. Then she also told us how all of the cocktails and all of the alcoholic drinks are all American made. So every single liquor, beer, or wine in this restaurant is made in America. And they also have their own special Bigfire Select Barrel Woodford Reserve. I believe that's a whiskey. Not 100% sure though. Like I told you guys before, I don't really know my liquors. But they have a lot of different specialty cocktails. It seems like a lot of stuff has to do with wood. Still not sure what I'm gonna get to eat. Oh man, that filet. Look at this, it's only $27. That seems pretty reasonable for theme park food. Oh yeah, there it is, cherry, pecan, and oak. I got it right. All right. Oh man, that pork belly mac and cheese sounds delicious. All right, I've thought long and hard. I'm gonna get the Brussels sprouts for my appetizer. I'm gonna get this bison burger. I'm gonna get the mac and cheese. And then for dessert, we'll figure that out once the dessert menu comes. But I was kind of thinking getting the filet, but I really think that, you know how I am, I love burgers. And I feel like if I'm gonna compare restaurants or try out a new restaurant, I have to try their burger. It literally says signature right next to it. How can I not have that? Here are our appetizers. This is the fire roasted Brussels sprouts. It's got some almond schmear underneath it, some peppers up top here. And then this is the fire roasted bread. It's got 3 different spreads, some butter, some jam, and I don't know what that is. This is whipped butter, this is peach preserves, and this is herb butter. I don't know, it looks kind of tasty. All right, let's try some of these Brussels sprouts. All right, let's see what we got here. That's actually really good. That almond really like sets it off. I didn't think that almond would be the thing that like makes Brussels sprouts, but it is. I thought it was bacon. Turns out it's almond. So I just tried one of the Brussels sprouts on its own without the almond spread, and it's nothing special. It's just roasted Brussels sprouts, but having the almond spread in there really makes a difference. It's not almond butter. I don't know what else is in the almond spread, but I'll be darned if this isn't one of the most delicious Brussels sprout dishes that I've ever had. So I tried some of this bread, and I will say, not really anything special. Basically just like slightly less than burnt bread. I don't know, I wouldn't order this again. The butters are good, but I don't think it's worth like using it as your appetizer. I would get something else like the Brussels sprouts, or I don't know, they say the mussels are good. So looking down on the restaurant, we have a pretty good view of it from our table. Seems kind of cramped, doesn't it? Sweet Caroline. These tables are close together. And in the other direction from our table, the bar is actually right down there. Here's my food that I got. This is my mac and cheese with pork belly. These are my smashed potatoes, which they're not really smashed. They are slightly smushed. I think they need to be a little bit more smashed. Let's see if I can pull it open. There's my bison burger. This has a red wine aioli, some caramelized onions, and a beer cheese sauce on it. Looks pretty good. All right, let's give it all a try. All right, I talked to the people that were sitting at one table over from us, and they got the mac and cheese, and they said it was just okay. So I'm gonna try that one first. It's got a lot of meat in it. Pork belly is very chewy, but it has a really good flavor to it. Wow, it's really chewy. It kind of has like the consistency of like a jerky, like a beef jerky. It's very chewy. It has a good flavor to it, but it's very chewy. Let's try these smashed potatoes. These are fingerling potatoes, and they're supposed to be crispy, so. Definitely not crispy, but they have a good flavor to them. So they taste just like regular potatoes with salt and stuff on them. I made smashed potatoes one time and they were delicious, and these could be really good, but they just needed to be smashed a little bit more so that they could get crispier. They're not bad, but they're not entirely smashed all the way. All right, the main course, the burger. Here we go. Now that's got some flavor to it. That is really good. I think that makes up for all of my little like small qualms with everything else. Wow. That is a very flavorful burger. That's good. I wanted to give you guys a little cross section of my burger. I think I like it because, I don't know, it has like that umami flavor to it where your mouth sort of salivates as soon as you bite into it. There's this red wine aioli on it, and I think that you can really taste the red wine in it. You know how when you drink if you've ever had a glass of red wine, you know that it kind of has this like flavor that sits right in the center of your tongue. That's what this aioli does too. This is the chicken Cobb salad. Looks like it's got some roasted vegetables in it. Everything has a fire theme here. No, it's pretty darn big and looks pretty good. So we still have dessert to go, but my very first impression of Bigfire Grill is it's okay. So the macaroni and cheese, the pork belly was very, very chewy. The smashed potatoes were good, but there wasn't anything, I don't know, when I ordered the smashed potatoes, I was like hoping for something a little bit more than just like roasted potatoes. And that's what I got, was basically roasted potatoes. My friend's salad, he had to order it without nuts on it. And they started to bring it out with my food, and it had nuts on it. So they like turned around halfway and went back and remade his salad, brought it back out to him, but they forgot his cornbread with it. So it was like, I don't know, it's still only the second day of operation, so I understand that there are things like this that happen. So, I don't know, maybe give it a little bit of time before heading out here. I can see that it would be a good place to eat, but as of right now, it's still a little bit like opening pains. My burger was delicious. So I already know what I'm gonna get for dessert. It is definitely gonna be these Tableside s'mores. I also like that they have cold hot chocolate. That's just chocolate milk, right? And then Grandpa's breakfast sounds really fun. Coffee, whiskey, maple syrup, and cinnamon. So I'm breaking one of my rules of the restaurants, and that is cooking my own food with the Tableside s'mores, but it does look like it's gonna be fun. Ooh. We now have a fire at our table. I'm still trying to figure out how this is gonna work because it's not really like, it's slightly hot, but not really that hot. So I don't know if that's really gonna melt marshmallows. Maybe it's gonna heat up more. There's the final product. It's on a little Lazy Susan here. Oh, these are the different kinds of marshmallows. We got regular, oh no, this one over here is regular. What were the other two flavors? You remember there was chocolate and maybe vanilla? I don't really remember. But these are just like the Jet Puff ones. but these look like they're artisanal. So I've already tried to make my first s'more, and I can tell you, it's not as easy as you would think, because the marshmallows don't really melt that easily, but also they gave us the tiniest little graham crackers here. I think that I'm cooking my marshmallow. The flames are kind of going all over the place. Oh yeah, it's getting a little melty. Took my first bite and it's pretty delicious, but the Reese's were frozen. And the marshmallow didn't really melt, but I mean, you can't really go wrong with Reese's marshmallows and graham crackers. All right, the flames are really cooking now. So I think that it's actually gonna turn out pretty darn good. Look at that. That is a perfect s'more. I feel like my s'mores constructing ability is slowly degrading as time goes on. So this dessert is really good. It is super messy. Also, the vanilla flavor of these little cubed marshmallows was so good. Way better than just regular marshmallows. But I feel like we didn't get enough graham crackers. Like, I wish they had given us more graham crackers. Also, I feel like our fire is starting to go out. Looks like you only got a limited time to make s'mores. There it is. There's a little closer look at the Bigfire grill. Oh, I can like feel the heat coming off of it. Those fillets look really good. Fireworks. Ooh, this is nice. Even though it is still 80 degrees outside, it was very, very cold inside of the restaurant. So it's nice to come out here and sit next to the fire. So my thoughts on Bigfire. It could be good. Like, I liked the idea of a lot of the dishes. It was just like, you know, like growing pains, like second day of operation pains. I have a feeling that once they actually get into their groove, it's going to improve tenfold. And this is sort of the way that it's been with every restaurant that we've come to the grand opening or maybe second day of operation here at CityWalk. It takes a little bit, maybe like a week or two, to get into the groove and get the kitchen on the same page as the servers and get the kitchen staff like used to preparing the meals that are on the menu. I don't know. Oh, there's some fireworks back there. All in all, the Brussels sprouts were delicious. The burger, fantastic. The smashed potatoes, crispy smashed potatoes, crispy, were not crispy at all. They were still flavorful, but I wish that they were crispy. The pork belly macaroni and cheese had good flavor, but the pork belly was just extremely chewy. And that's just not something that I'm used to with pork belly. The s'mores dessert, super fun, delicious. Like, I really like the vanilla marshmallows. I wish there were more graham crackers. And I wish the fire lasted longer, which I know that they can't do anything about making the fire last longer, but it definitely needed like maybe another 5 more minutes for us to be able to actually use the fire to cook all of our marshmallows. I don't know. I do have to say, we will definitely be back to try Bigfire again, because after looking at some of the steaks and a few other things on the menu, I think that it's gonna be good. So with that being said, we are off, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.